Welcome to special stage. We're just outside of Carlisle for round 5 of the 2015 RAIS Ravenel BTRDA Rally Championship. This is the Carlisle stages, just over halfway through the championship now, so it's all about points. Let's have a look at some of the entry and some of the people vying for those points today.
So Paul Bird leads the crews away. He needs a good result this weekend. He's followed though by Dave Weston, having his best season in the BTRDA to date. But with the entire top 10 championship title contenders here this weekend, it wasn't going to be an easy rally for anyone. Dave Weston comes into this round with the championship lead. Paul Bird and Ewan Thorburn have a lot to do in their pursuit of the leaders from the bottom half of the standings.
Paul, no doubt a tiring night flying from the Isle of Man. Big day for you today.
Yeah, it's absolutely, but back to four wheels now, so it's time for me to have a bit of fun and see how we're going. But I'm looking forward to Carlisle. I like driving here.
Dave, round 5, the championship comes alive now, doesn't it?
Yeah, should be a good day. Hopefully it stays dry. New stages here as well, so we'll see.
Ewan, it was just the odd event. It looks like you're here for the full championship now.
Yeah, we'll take each round as it comes. Looking for another good result today, obviously. Second last time, we want to go one better today, so we'll be trying.
Stephen, you excited, confident? One of the two?
Yeah, a bit of both. We're looking forward to it. I quite like the stages around here. They're quite technical and you've got to be neat and tidy, so I'll try and do what I don't normally do and try and keep it in the middle of the road.
Luke, happy, ready?
Yeah, I'm feeling quite confident today. Just got to keep an eye on Jim McNeil and Dylan Davis in for the class, so yeah, looking forward to it.
And looking forward to mixing it with the World Rally Cars again as well?
Yeah, well, we've always got to have a go with those lads, but I'm definitely Jim McNeil's sort of area up here, so we're looking forward to having a good battle with him.
So there's some of the names on the entry you need to look for this weekend on the stages. It's over 20 years since the BTRDA last saw Kielder Forest, and although we're not technically in Kielder for this event, we're as close as you're going to get this year. So the drivers are looking forward to these stages. We're looking forward to seeing how the championship story continues here at round 5. I'm sure you are as well. Let's get to the action.
On to the opening stages then, and there will be drama right from the start. Jamie Anderson and John Scott come out of the second stage with the lead of the rally, but not without its problems.
It's all about tyres.
Yeah, we've got a new puncher on the front right, but it happened probably about 2-3 miles from the finish, but we just kept picking away, so I don't think we've done too bad. We said we've come out with a puncher.
And they weren't the only ones, as we lose Ewan Thorburn and Richard Cook in these early stages, themselves sidelined by the rock that was catching a few people out in the second stage of the day.
You were not expecting to interview you walking through the finish of stage 2?
No, we got a puncture in one and then we were having a bit of a push in there. It's quite slippy, but just 4 right in we had it, and there was a big stone on the inside and I've never seen it. Sheared the bottom arm bolt and obviously punctured the tyre, so we only had one spare, so we've not got another one to change it. So
yeah.
Matthew Robinson's parked up, done the same. I think there's a few others hit it, so
yeah,
just a bit of bad luck, but
yeah,
never mind.
But it happens. Are you going to be back next time?
Yeah, hopefully. It's part of the game, so we'll pick ourselves up and try again next time.
Yes, you'll be like, cheers.
Thank you.
And as Ewan said, Matthew Robinson and Kim Baker would also be victims of the same rock in stage 2, hidden deep in the cut. This one rock was changing the entire rally and turning the results on their heads.
Need to pull off somewhere safe down here. 3 right over crest, 60.
Thankfully for Dave Weston and Kirsty Riddick, there wouldn't be any drama. The pair managed to avoid the rock themselves and reached the end of stage 2 in second place, 7 seconds behind Anderson.
Dave, what's the story?
It's very loose. I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm on the right tyre or not, but it's time's okay, I think. But
That's the main thing.
We'll keep trying.
Punctures would be the theme of the weekend, and for Peter Taylor and Andrew Roughhead, it would be stage 1 that saw them pick up their first one. Luckily, only a slow puncture, and the pair managed to reach this point in third place.
Peter, you were ready for this. How's the confidence after stage 2?
Well, stage 1 we hit a rock at the start, and it was just a slow puncher through the stage, but it didn't affect us that much. We maybe dropped 5 or 10 seconds, but stage 2 it was better, but I don't know, just need to commit a little bit more and then we'll be there.
A puncture would have been a welcome sight for Stephen Petch and Ian Windress. They had much worse to deal with, clipping the same rock as those before had. And lucky to keep the car on its wheels, they would require some effort to keep the car pointing back in the right direction. When the car arrives at the end of the stage, it needed some serious repairs before continuing in the rally.
How far from here? We've got 1.odd mile to go.
We'll make this quick, I know you've got problems.
Yeah, we just took a cut where everybody else had cut. Whether I'd gone a little bit too far, I don't know, hit a rock and it's obviously shattered the front suspension, I think. I drove for about, 2 miles.
Petch's problems and lost time mean fellow competitors Luke Francis and John Roberts wouldn't be far behind on the stage. They suffer with the hanging dust and lose time.
In there, Luke?
Fuming, but Steve Petch wouldn't pull over, he's got a front wheel missing and we've had to push him all the way down the straight and he wouldn't pull over, so we've lost loads of time in there, to be honest.
James Ford and Michael Gilby finding their feet in four-wheel drive wouldn't be faces we'd normally see at the top of the Gold Star. But this weekend was going well for the pair so far. A combination of good pace and, of course, the loss of a few crews around them meant that they end this loop in fourth, setting some great times to lead the B13 class.
How are we doing?
Is it a good day to switch to four-wheel drive?
Yeah, I think it's good. It's all right. It's a bit dusty. We're struggling. We're catching Callum a bit, I think, in the dust, but we're doing all right. I think we've got a bit of a brake problem because we've got smoke coming out of everywhere. But apart from that,
that just means you're trying.
Happy days,
Roland Llewellyn and Jamie Edwards were having a great run in the N4 class. The battle for that one usually closely fought, but with punctures this weekend, the lead in the class was a substantial one at this early stage.
Nice and relaxed in there?
Yeah, the first stage went really well. I'm not sure the time was that one, but we had a good run through the first stage, so going well.
Sadly for Charlie Payne and Carl Williamson, their event didn't get off to the best of starts. Once again, a puncture in stage one would halt any advance of the results, putting them down in 20th position.
Charlie, quite high attrition.
We've been punctured on the first stage, so I don't know, what do you do? What do you do? Keep going. Keep going.
Wayne Sisson and Neil Shanks have a steady start this weekend, struggling to get into it a little, but that wasn't showing on the times. Sixth place for now was a good start to the day.
2 down, you happy?
Yeah, happy. It was very loose in there. I don't know what everybody else is saying, but happy enough. Just struggled to get into it in the start of that one, but we'll keep moving on.
This weekend seemed to be suiting Steve Simpson and Patrick Walsh, the car and crew having their best run of the season so far to lie in 7th place. But that wasn't without its moments along the way. The pair would have to watch those ditches as not all of them are so forgiving.
Into 1 right half long into 2 left and 3 right in a fast 4 left right and 2 left in a small crest 40 down, 5 right to the junction, 45 right, 5 right.
Steve, there's some signs you've been trying hard.
It's fabulous, isn't it? It's great fun.
Good stages.
Yeah, oh, brilliant, super. A bit narrow and a bit wobbly, like, so it's quite slippy, really, so we're good fun.
For getting used to a new car.
Yeah, fabulous. What better way on a Saturday?
With the problems from last time out all sorted now, it will be a more enjoyable run for Ian Joel and Graham Wood in the Escort Cosworth, lying in 8th place now and ready to push a little more over the next few.
Ian, you happy?
Happy.
Yeah?
A lot happier than the last rally anyway.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm carrying a problem on the planes, so it's great to get the problem sorted out.
Yeah.
Get stuck in.
Jim McNeil and Tony Bassett would be another victim of the result-changing rock in Stage 2. They puncture the tyre, but luckily don't suffer too badly other than that. 9th place on the leaderboard for now.
Jim, you happy?
Not particularly. We just clipped a rock in there, so we've got a puncture on the right-hand front, so yeah, lost some time in there.
Problems too, though, for Stephen Clark and Chris Williams. They clip the now infamous rock and get themselves a puncture. Luckily not as bad as some ahead of them, but it does drop them out of the top 10 and down into 16th position.
That's not what you want to see.
Well, I haven't seen it yet, but I know what it is. But yeah, there was a huge rock just on the inside. I mean, we didn't see it. Right-hand bend, just it wasn't off the road far, but there was nothing that we could do. I mean, we hit that, and the tyre didn't stand a chance. So no problem with the tyre in it. All my fault.
It would be bad luck for Paul Bird and Aled Davies. A fuel problem in the opening stages would cause them to drop time, ending the morning with 10th place and not looking hopeful of being out on the later stages of the day.
Paul, you happy so far?
Yeah, I've got a problem. I think that was us out. I've had a throw from the start, got a fuel pump problem, just coughing, spluttering all the time, so dropping loads of time, so that's our day, I think.
Aaron McClure and Elliot Edmondson, meanwhile, have a good start to the day just outside the top 10 with 11th overall. A little way behind the class leaders and second in the Group N battle now. And for Pat Naylor and Ian Lawrence, it will be third place in the Group N battle. Just 7 seconds behind McClure at this stage and enjoying the fight once again. It wouldn't be looking like the best of days for Sasha Kakad and Andrew Price. They make a small mistake on this stage and get stuck hanging over one of the ditches at the side of the stage. But worse was to come in the next stage, crashing out of the rally and rolling the car. The Silver Star crews wouldn't escape the dramas either, as Callum Black and Paul Wakely get a puncture in stage 2 and catch cars in the first stage. But despite this, things were going well, leading the way by 7 seconds.
Puncture there, Callum?
Yeah, unfortunately, something hidden on the inside of a 2 right. I think it was, quite a big impact. So.
We've had quite a few of those before you, so you're not the only one. Everything else okay?
Yeah, we got caught the car's dust in the stage before, so we had to back off a bit, but hopefully we'll shoot past him for the next stage.
Nick Dobson and Steve Pugh managed to avoid the drama for now, second place, and enjoying things, even if their first visit here was a bit daunting with the big ditches on the stages.
Nick, are you happy?
Yeah, we are, yeah. I've not been here before, so it's slippy in there, very loose, so yeah, I'm happy with that. Some big ditches there, though.
Cheers.
Mieran Evans and Jonathan Jackson were enjoying the stages here, but finding the lack of traction frustrating. It will be third place at this stage though, but one they would have to share for now.
At the Mieran Evans, how you doing? We struggled on the first one, it was really loose, so I just couldn't get a rhythm in there at all. We had a better run through there and I was a bit more grip, so happy with that one, just getting into it.
Mark and Ed Bentley also have a good run, a few moments along the way, but they end the first few stages on equal times to Evans and leading the H3 class.
You happy out there?
Hot.
Yeah?
But no, okay. Yeah, a few moments. It's very loose on the top there, but no, it was good. It was good, a good run.
Good stuff.
Boyd Kershaw enlists the help of Dan Neroda this weekend. The pair make a good start with 5th, with a few small problems along the way, or moments, should we say. That just meant that they were trying, of course, and having fun.
Boyd, anything to report?
It's so slippery out there. Lots of ditches, slippery. Yeah, half spins all over the place. So just got to try and keep it together, really, but give it the respect that it deserves.
Paul Street and Jim Goodman make a good start to the event. 6th place for now, and lying second in the H3 class behind Bentley, just 5 seconds behind to be exact. Rhys Yates and Phil Hall make a perfect start to the B10 class here in Carlisle, leading the way in that class after 2 good stages, and with 7 seconds of a lead in the class from 7th overall. No drama for James Hutchings and James Hood in these early stages. They end the morning in 8th place on the leaderboard, 2nd in the B10 class behind Yates. And Jake Scannell and Adrian Stevens were trying to keep out of trouble, playing it steady and having a good clean run to lie in 9th place by the end of the morning stages. And rounding out the top 10 were Richard Sykes and Simon Taylor. The pair would have liked to have been higher, but turbo pipe and power steering problems were holding them back. Barry Jordan and James Grattan-Smith were having a great run, lying in 11th overall and leading the way in the H1 class in that stunning Avenger. Andy Davison and Tom Murphy make a steady start to their first BTRDA round in the Sunbeam. third in the B11 class and 12th place on our overall leaderboard. Tony Simpson and Ian Bevan would be the only ones in the N3 class again this weekend, so that would be theirs if they would finish. But at the moment, they were stuck in second gear, so even that was in doubt. And in 14th overall were Dave Forrest and Charlie Carter, leading the way in the H2 class in their escort. Christian South and Brynmore Pierce round out the B10 class in the Fiesta, third in the class and 15th overall. And rounding out the Silver Star results at the end of Stage 2 were Ron Hall and Phil Spilstead, second in the H2 class and 16th overall. So with 2 stages down, the results look like this. Jamie Anderson manages to take the early lead overall, with Callum Black looking to make it win number 2 this season. Sadly for Jamie Anderson and John Scott, it will be disaster as they get a puncture in Stage 5 and are forced to pull over to change it. They do carry on, but write down the results.
Jamie, a bit of modification to the car at the front there.
Yeah, we weren't quite liking the wings, so we thought we'd take that out on the way we went along. Yeah, that's one main thing. We're about 3 miles from the finish on the last stage, and we had a puncture. We tried to carry on, try and get through, but it just didn't hold up, it didn't last, so we had no choice to change it. I think we lost about 5 minutes, which is a bit of a shame. You know, we was enjoying the stages. We've done quite well, really, considering. It's been a good day so far until that's just happened, really.
One more.
So it's change at the top. That means it's Dave Weston and Kirsty Riddick now taking the lead. They'd slowly been catching Anderson, but his misfortunes were enough to give Weston an 11-second advantage in the lead now.
Dave, one of the few men to have had a good morning.
Yeah, it's been good. I enjoyed that last 2 stages there a bit better. They weren't so loose. Okay, they were a bit grassy, but they were better stages, and we'll see. We're not quite sure of where the results is at the moment, but we'll see once we get in here.
Peter Taylor and Andrew Roughhead have a good run over these stages, but felt that they could have done better. The pair have some knowledge of the final stage of the day, so a push could well be on.
Peter, you're about where you need to be today.
It'd have been nice to be 10 seconds ahead of where we are, but no, I think it's still doable in this last one. I've got a bit of knowledge of the next one, so...
The fight is on then, that's that what you're saying?
Yeah, we'll be trying all right, so let's just hope we get to the end of it.
Oh, we like Clayton.
Charlie Payne and Carl Williamson do their best to avoid further punctures, opting for a harder tyre. And it works. The pair have a good run and move up to take 3rd place with just the final stage remaining.
Charlie, we said it earlier, but it's a good day to still be in the fight, isn't it?
It is, yeah. We've gone a little bit better with change from the softer tyres to a little bit harder tyres, and yeah, we've upped the pace a little bit. Feeling a lot better.
Unfortunately, Stage 5 would be the end of the road for James Ford and Michael Gilby. They lose oil pressure on the Subaru and are forced to call it a day. Having been held up with dust in the last loop of stages, it will be dust inside the car now for Luke Francis and John Roberts causing the problems. But things were going okay as far as the times were concerned, at least, lying in 4th overall and leading the B13 class.
So, tough day for you, but you're still here.
Yeah, it's a very steep learning curve for us up here. Really enjoying the stages. They're very technical and tricky, so yeah, enjoying it.
Nothing was standing in the way of Roland Llewellyn and Jamie Edwards for a good result this weekend. They put in some great times to keep the lead of the Group N battle into the final leg of the event, lying in 5th place overall too.
Two right into 6 left long. 6 left long at the tape. Into 4 right. 50. 5 right long. Tightens, continues for 40. And then 40. Hold on, 40. 1 left, flat, 40. 3 left long, push.
Roland, we've got 1 left. You still fighting?
Yeah, I mean, we were 5 up on Aaron going into after the first 3. And we pushed like hell in those 2. We're lucky to be here, I think. But so I don't know what the times are like, but yeah, it's going to be another big push now in the last one.
Ian Joel and Graham Wood have a good run over these stages. A few moments along the way could have told a different story in a few places, but 6th overall now was a good place to be going into the final stage.
No, we've had a couple of lacklustre rallies the last two, and I didn't know whether it was me or it was a car. It was probably a bit of both, but we found the problem with the car, and it's just giving me the confidence back today, and we're trying hard.
Yeah,
the old girls had a bit of a beating, but touch wood, we'll keep going and get a result, build the confidence back up.
With the puncture behind them, it would be a move up to 7th for Stephen Clark and Chris Williams. Things were going a lot better now for the pair. A few small moments along the way would be enough to scare them, but with only a single second either side on the leaderboard, they couldn't afford to back off at all.
How are you getting on with 1 to go?
Yeah, those last two were much better. Didn't enjoy the first three. We had a puncture, as you saw earlier, on the second one. And then we bent a rear arm on the third one, so that didn't go very well either. For the last two, we tried some different tyres. Everything went really well. Just got a lot of confidence at the start, and I think the times will be much better in there.
Back in it.
Yeah, but that's why we're here. I'm starting to enjoy it now.
Cheers.
Chasing down Clark and going well in the newer Evo were Wayne Sisson and Neil Shanks, getting into a good rhythm and looking forward to the final, longer stage of the event after service.
Wayne, 1 left. What are you thinking?
No, I think the next one will sort a lot out, to be honest. We struggled in them two there. We just couldn't get a rhythm and we were braking too early, and there's a lot of surface changes, so I couldn't really get any confidence. But I think the next one will sort a lot of things out, to be honest.
Steve Simpson and Patrick Walsh were still having a good run, and still sometimes a little over the edge too, but it was all good, and the pair reached the end of the stage with 9th overall.
3 right in and 4 left in, 40. 4 right, 40, K. Square right in, opens long.
One of the few crews to be really happy when we spoke to you earlier after stage 2. Are you still enjoying it?
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, they're a bit rough in them last two, but we're holding our own for what we are in the car, so we're really happy, to be honest with you. So it's all
nice long stage as a finale.
Yeah, the last one's a long one, a 14-miler, so just hope we can get to the end of that and be a good finish to the day.
Have you got some?
Sadly, we lose Aaron McClure and Elliot Edmondson in dramatic fashion, the pair going off the stage on the end of a long straight and rolling the car. This means that it's a welcome move up the results for Pat Naylor and Ian Lawrence. A lot happier in these stages, and soon to find out that they'd inherited 2nd in the class now, and just 1 more stage that they had to hold on to that for.
Pat, tough day for you? Happy?
Yeah, very happy. It's a new event, it's going really well. Very happy with the stages. We're not really on the pace, but we're doing our best to catch up.
And just outside the top 10, it will be 11th place for Russ Thompson and Andy Murphy. 3rd in the Group N battle and just 12 seconds behind Naylor, with the longest stage of the rally still to go. No change for Callum Black and Paul Wakely. They chose to take it steady and try to avoid punctures, and it was working. 28 seconds of a lead going into the final stage.
Callum, still happy with things, with the progress?
Yeah, last couple we took it steady. It's quite rough in places. So yeah, just wary of the big rocks and trying to avoid them. To be fair, just steer clear of the of punctures. That's the plan.
What's the story for the last stage? Can you predict it?
I don't know. I quite enjoy the stage. It should be a good stage, but yeah, I think we're going to go for a hard tyre just to play it safe, make sure we don't get any punches.
No change in 2nd for Nick Dobson and Steve Pugh, which was lucky as the pair suffer an electrical fault in the stages, and it casts a bit of a shadow over them holding on to that place into the final stage of the event.
Nick, still happy in here?
Yeah, we've had an electrical fault that stage, and it's just missing now, so try to resolve it now and have a go on the last one, see if it but it's enjoyable. Good stages, those last two were great. Yeah.
Sadly, we lose Marion Evans and Jonathan Jackson, a bent axle being the cause of the retirement, another victim of one of the big rocks found up here on the stages. Retirement for Evans means a move to third though for Mark and Ed Bentley. A wrong tyre choice for the opening stages was rectified in this loop, and the car felt good and ready for a push in the last stage of the day.
Mark, what's your plan for the last one?
We tested the Michelin tyres actually in the first loop this morning. The Pirellis, and we didn't like them at all. So we've gone back to the old faithful Dunlops and gone really well. So we're just going to bang the Dunlops back on and give it a bit of noise. Yeah. So I think we're about third in class at the moment. So yeah, no, reasonably pleased.
For Boyd Kershaw and Dan Niroda, it will be fourth place now, but it will be short-lived when the pair don't make it out of service for the final stage of the day. Richard Sykes and Simon Taylor were having a better run in these stages. With the problems fixed and the tyres changed, they were able to push a little more, moving their way up to fifth place now.
Richard, have things improved?
Yeah, very much so. It was from the difference of driving a little C1 without the turbo pipe on, then the power steering belt broke, so it was like driving a lorry then. But all fixed at service. Absolutely, really enjoyed those last two. Back to full boost. Hopefully set some decent times because we were really pushing hard on there. Put some harder tyres on for those two as well because we had some softer tyres on this morning, which even without the power completely trashed them. So yeah, harder tyres is the way here by the look of it.
Yeah, it sounds like... Sadly, we'd add Paul Street and Jim Goodman to the retirements this weekend. They go off the road on stage 3. Vish Yates and Phil Hall continue to lead the B10 class, looking like they had a safe advantage in that position too, but they were finding some sections of the stage very slippery in the Fiesta.
Reece, going into this last one, you still smiling?
Yeah, still smiling. Leading class, so we're happy. That last one was hard, very hard. It would really rocky and then it went really slick at the end just to try and catch everyone out, but it's good fun.
I'm sure it was there to catch everyone out. You got 13-14 miles left. Keep the momentum.
Yeah, keeping momentum. It looks like it's going to rain, so that'll make it even more interesting. But
clutch problems in the middle of stage 3 would hold back Jake Scannell and Adrian Stevens, but with the problem fixed, the next two stages would be much better. 7th overall now and 2nd in the H3 class.
It's been one of those days, hasn't it?
Yeah, we've had had our fair share of problems today. Stage 3, the clutch went just towards midway on the stage, so we got to the end of the stage, but the guys managed to fix it in service, so we're back out. So yeah, no, it's all good.
Back out and with a big long stage to go. Third of the rally in one stage.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, new set of tyres, I think. Cheers.
A puncture in stage 5 would unfortunately hold James Hutchings and James Hood back from any charge that they could have made in the stage. But thankfully they were still going and ready for a push on the final stage of the rally.
James, what are you planning for this last stage? Big push?
Oh, yeah, I don't know. We just had a puncture in the last one, so just check the front end and then see how the times are doing, hopefully.
Yeah, you need to have a big push then just to make up that time.
It should do, yeah. We'll see.
I'm tired.
I don't want to swear, but annoyed. Annoyed.
A move up into the top 10 now for Andy Davison and Tom Murphy. They take up 9th place in the Sunbeam and round out the top of the B11 class now. And rounding out the top 10 now were Dave Forrest and Charlie Carter, still leading the way in the H2 class from 10th overall.
Dave, one left. You still happy?
Yeah, good. Yeah, it's good. One rough stage out of them all. We can't complain.
Got 14 miles in this next one.
New tyres. Go for it. Go as fast as we can. Go as fast as we can and come home safe and enjoy it.
Good luck.
Tony Simpson and Ian Bevan managed to fix that earlier gearbox problem, but not completely. They were just looking for a finish now, hoping it would all hold together, lying in 11th place overall. And rounding out the results with 12th overall were Ron Hall and Phil Spilstead, still holding 2nd in the H2 class as well. So with just one stage remaining here at the Carlisle stages, it's all change at the top of the Gold Star, but no change for Callum Black in the battle for two-wheel drive honours. On to the final stage then, and a look at the results of the Carlisle stages. No change for Ron Hall and Phil Spilstead, still rounding out the Silver Star with 10th place, second in the H2 class. Tony Simpson and Ian Bevin put this one down to a bad day in the office, but at least they finish. 9th place overall for the pair, and of course, the class win. Andy Davison and Tom Murphy have a good enough run in the Sunbeam to get themselves second in the B11 class, as well as 8th place overall. Dave Forrest and Charlie Carter stay out of trouble to take the H2 class victory and 7th on the leaderboard in that escort. James Hutchings and James Hurd have a little further bad luck when they spin towards the end of the final stage, as well as having a slow puncture. Sadly, the class victory wasn't to be, but 6th place was a good finish still. Unfortunately, we lose Richard Sykes and Simon Taylor, the pair never making it out of the final stage. Jake Scannell and Adrian Stevens will take a steady approach to the final stage of the day, needing a finish. They make it back to Carlisle in 5th and take 2nd in the H3 class. No problems for Rhys Yates and Phil Hall. A good run this weekend means the pair walk away with the Class B10 victory and lie just outside the podium places in 4th. And in those podium places, it will be 3rd for Mark and Ed Bentley, the escort pair taking the H3 class victory and sitting just 11 seconds off 2nd place overall. And managing to hold on to that 2nd place were Nick Dobson and Steve Pugh. The electrical problem getting so bad that they would eventually need to push the car over the finish of the rally. But taking the victory this weekend, and who would say it looked like being anything different, were Callum Black and Paul Wakely. A lead they'd held from the start, and with just over a minute advantage in that place by the finish. So before we chat to the winners, here's a reminder of how the top of the Silver Star looks here at round 5.
Callum, Paul, what a result for you. It's his 2nd victory, of course, in the BTRDA this season. You must be coming back for more.
Yeah. Hope to make it a hat-trick on Nicky Grist, but yeah, it's really good to get the maximum points today. And really enjoyed the last long stage. It was good fun. Car's working really well, and we're learning more about the max kit and stuff each rally. So yeah, definite progress, and it's great to come away with maximum points.
Paul, it wasn't completely without its drama. Everyone falling foul of tyres today at some point or other.
Well, we had a problem on stage 1 with the throttle sensor again, which the car just wouldn't rev.
Yeah.
And then we had a punch on stage 2. Probably drove about 3/4 of a mile on our expect to the end of the stage, but apparently a few other people did as well.
Yeah.
So, no, it's good stages again today. Cracking rally, well organised, no delays. Superb, to be fair.
Well, luckily the throttle revved when it needed to. You guys are victors in the Silver Star once again. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Callum Black and Paul Wakely make it 2 wins in the BTRDA in 2015, and we have a promise from them, or a statement at least, that it will be 3 that they'll be hoping for when they turn out for the Nicky Grist stages next time out here in the 2015 RAIS Ravenel BTRDA Rally Championship. The Silver Star podium looking very interesting today. The action as hot as ever on the stages, and talking of which, let's go now to the Gold Star and see how that finished up here in Carlisle.
Unfortunately for Pat Naylor and Ian Lawrence, it was frustration. Their good run would come to an end in the final stage. They slid off the road at a chicane. Luckily, the car didn't roll, and with a bit of manoeuvring, they managed to get out and continue, although now sat in the dust of the car ahead. They end the rally with 11th overall, dropping back to 3rd in the Group N class.
Oh. Keep it on. Chicane, 5 right and 1 right and 2 left over small crest.
Dylan Davies and Leon Williams have a steady run to get to the finish. No heroics from the pair on an event they didn't know. A finish was important in the championship battle. Of course, it's all eyes on the points at this stage, and they take 10th overall.
Side. It's a 6i plus, opens very long and flat 4 left, don't lift. 60 over small crest, 6 left very short, don't cut. 6i minus, tightens over junction, don't cut. and flat 3 left, 200. 2 small crests mid, into 6 left plus. 6 left plus, 60, 9 right plus, slippy don't cut.
Russ Thompson and Andy Murphy have a good final stage and of course capitalise on the mistake by Naylor to move up to second in the Group N battle, taking 9th overall in the process. Steve Simpson and Patrick Walsh clean up their lines enough to avoid drama in the final stage and take 8th overall in the Fiesta. Their best results so far in the new car, and a good one as well against stiff competition this weekend.
1 left and a 2 right in, 40, tight 4 right in, 40, tight 4 right in, and 5 left long, opens, 60, turn hairpin left drive, turn hairpin left drive, and 6 right, 60, fast 5 right in, 60.
Ian Joel and Graham Wood slipped down a little to 7th overall, not helped with a few small moments on the final stage, losing them some time, but it was a great result after problems last time out. The Group N victory never looked like being in doubt for Roland Llewellyn and Jamie Edwards this weekend. A fantastic drive to take 6th overall and the class victory by almost 40 seconds. Wayne Sisson and Neil Shanks avoid any drama and use their experience of the stages here to take 5th overall in their Evo. Unfortunately though, just missing out on the class victory by 2 seconds. And that victory in the B13 class would go to Stephen Clark and Chris Williams. Clark having been out of the seat for over a year, so this comeback was a good one, although it could have gone very differently after a moment in the final stage saw them in and out of one of the ditches towards the end of the stage while catching the dust of the car in front. They end the rally 4th with the B13 class victory.
60 down, right 8 tightens, don't cut. Left 7 opens long. And right 7 long into open left 8 through dip. Open left 8 through dip repeated. Opens to left 7 in over crest. Flat right 3, 40, right 5, tightens over finish. To right 7 long. Ooh. That was a little moment there.
Onto the podium places then, and it would be the final step on that podium for Charlie Payne and Carl Williamson. And what a welcome 3rd step of the podium it was. A great comeback from their earlier puncture to take that position. The top 3 separated by just a minute. But taking that 2nd place and just 11 seconds off the lead in the process by the end of the rally were Peter Taylor and Andrew Roughhead. A great result this weekend, showing that the pace was there to challenge at the top of the championship. But the victory this weekend will belong to championship leaders Dave Weston Jr. and Kirsty Riddick. A victory that strengthens their lead overall and makes them the ones to beat in the championship this season. So before we chat to the winners, here's a reminder of the overall results here at the Carlisle stages, round 5 of the BTRDA.
Dave, Kirsty, this is how to put a championship campaign together.
Yeah, it's looking all right so far. Had a good day today. Tricky first 2 stages. It was really loose, but apart from that, it's been a good day.
It's been a tough event for a lot of people, Kirsty. You guys just kept your noses clean and just hammered it out in front there.
Yeah, it was. We've had a really good day, and everybody else has really hit trouble. It's the first time this rally's been in the BTRD, and it's been a great day. Nicola and her team have done an excellent job, so they should be very proud of themselves.
I would agree. It's great to be back, and for you guys, this is exactly the result you need. It takes the pressure off a little bit as we go towards Wales for the next round.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to get another win, but it's still a long way to the end. So we'll keep doing what we're doing.
Well then, guys, you nailed it from the off, and you got the result that you knew you were heading for right from the start. Well done.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Peter, Andrew, what a day for you. You were on the pace.
Yeah, just set off this morning just to enjoy it. We didn't actually expect to be as quick as we were. There was a few unfortunates for other people, punches and what have you, but no, absolutely over the moon to be on the pace of Western. I mean, we seem to have just stepped up the game today, just been relaxed all day and enjoyed it.
Perhaps that's the key, Andrew, the fact that you weren't looking for championship points. You were just here for a laugh, so you've got the relaxation element there.
Yeah, well, it's a local event for both of us. The stages are fantastic, and Peter's really upped his game today. He's drove really well, so there's life in the old dog yet.
You're talking about the car then, Peter, don't worry. But you, right from the start, you had that look in your eye and you said, oh, I'm going to push today, I'm going to go for it. You made that bold statement early on, which is sometimes a kiss of death, but you really made it happen.
Yeah, well, like I said earlier, we hit a rock 2 or 3 corners in, and then I realised I was backing off, and then I just towards the end of the stages, we've used quite a bit on the Pirelli, and I just got into a good rhythm, and then it just seemed to click from there. And then all day, it's just been steady. If it felt steady, when it feels steady and you're not having to concentrate, then you are concentrating. So, no, it's good. Really enjoyed it. The whole rally. We've also finished on rally time as well, no delays. So, It's been a well-run event.
I would agree with that. Well done, guys. Great to see you out here fighting and winning podiums in the BTRDA.
Cheers. Thank you. Thank you. Cheers.
Charlie, Carl, right from the off, you knew what you had to do today, and you started steady, and you knew that you had to keep it on the road.
You know, after that first stage, we had the puncture. We knew how to try and keep it in the middle and keep it clean and tidy. Hence, you know, people have been taking wheels off and punctures. So, fortunately, just kept it tidy after that first stage and ended up where we are. Yeah.
Carl, you were definitely one of the lucky ones early on to not come away with too much damage from that rock. But the pace that you showed today was not luck, was it?
No, I mean, fair play to Charlie. I mean, we were 26th after that puncture, so climbed back to third, and we put some, you know, we were the second fastest, third fastest, so it's a lot closer to where we wanted to be at the start of the year, so I think it's all going in the right direction, so. Yeah,
that's the key, isn't it, at this stage? Because at this point with the car, you want to be able to show some results. You want to show that you've made the right move, and it looks to be going that way.
Yeah, we're definitely starting to learn the car now and just push it a little bit harder, and yeah, definitely coming in the right direction. There's still a lot more to come, I think.
Podium today on a new event here in the BTRDA is a really good result and a good way to start doing that. Well done.
Happy with that.
Thanks very much. Cheers.
Dave Weston's result extends his advantage to 29 points, but there are still 4 rounds remaining. Stephen Petch and Dylan Davies remain unchanged in second and third, but Russ Thompson's result here pushes him up the leaderboard into 4th.
5 rounds into the 2015 REIS Ravenel BTRDA Rally Championship, and Dave Weston Jr. and Kirsty Riddick are doing what they need to do. Their campaign really has come on song. Bad luck for Paul Bird today. Ewan Thorburn, of course, Stephen Petch, a lot of the front runners, a high-profile casualty of one of the stages here today, a big boulder which certainly changed things, shook things up on the leaderboard. As you can see behind me, Charlie Payne really getting to grips with that car now. He'll be a contender to be watching very closely in the next few rounds, particularly as we go towards the end of the season. And a new name on the podium this year, at least in the BTRDA, Peter Taylor, Andrew Ruffhead. Great result, great podium here, and the championship fight looks as hot as ever as we go towards the Nicky Grist stages next time. I hope you can join us then. For now, thank you for watching Special Stage from the Carlisle stages. It's goodbye.
Five right plus in and 6 right continues over clear.